was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed.
Any mind that reads is a mind that will lead. Can you say that after me? Any mind that reads is a mind that will lead. So the next thing you're going to say for me is, therefore I read.
Therefore I read.
I know I will lead.
I know I will lead.
But let me tell you, no matter how much I pray, the hard work to become great has to be done by you. Did you hear me?
Yes.
You must be hard-working children. You must be children that are determined to do better than any other person that is working as hard as you are doing. You don't have to compete with anybody, but you just want to make sure that you work so hard that if you were first position last year, there is no reason why you should be second position next year or this year. Who are we going to be reading about?
Alfred Nobel.
Alfred Nobel. Alfred Nobel was a man that his story should inspire every one of you. So without wasting much time, we're going to start the reading. Oh my God. Can somebody pronounce that title for me? Pardon?
Nitroglycerin.
Can everybody say it?
Nitroglycerin.
Nitroglycerin. Alfred decided to find out more about the properties of nitroglycerin. So he returned to Russia and began to work in his father's factory. He was a quick learner. And because he was humble enough to work alongside the men in the factory he owned, he was able to get first-hand knowledge of how the company worked.
Can we turn to page 10, everybody?
Page 10. Alfred helped in the running of the company, but his real interest lay in experimenting with the new chemical, nitroglycerin. One day, Alfred called his brothers to his laboratory and said, "Since nitroglycerin is a highly explosive substance, I have taken care to produce the mixture at very low temperatures to avoid explosions. Now I want to try out an experiment. Let's go outside and see if it works." Is everybody listening? Is everybody following?
Yes.
He filled a test tube with nitroglycerin and placed a stopper in the tube. He then filled a container with gunpowder and placed the tube in it. After inserting a fuse into the tube, he tossed it into a ditch. The explosion which took place as a result was of such great force that it shook the ground under them. Page 12. It's a bomb. Whoa. It's a bomb. Alfred then discovered a method of preparing gunpowder that could be used both as ammunition for a gun and as an explosive. For this, he was awarded his first patent on October 14th, 1865. When you hold a patent for something, it means that you are recognized as the inventor of that thing. How many inventors are here today? How many inventors are here today? Please raise your hand because I know you will invent something. it's not only Alfred that will invent. All my children here will invent.
Yeah.
That year, Alfred returned to Stockholm to be with his parents, who had shifted there after the Crimean War. He carried out his experiments in a barn rented by his father. One day, as Alfred sat discussing plans with an engineer, there was a shattering explosion. The nitroglycerin, which Alfred had stored in the barn for his experiments, had exploded. Wow. Bodies lay torn and broken everywhere. Alfred had not realized how unsafe it was to store nitroglycerin in the barn. Page 14. Page 14. Wow. He worked at improving this highly dangerous explosive fluid. He formed a new company and worked hard to make it a success. At that time, the main North and South Swedish railway lines were not linked. A tunnel had to be blasted to connect these railway lines. The government awarded Alfred's company a contract to produce nitroglycerin for this purpose. This time, Alfred decided to work on the outskirts of the city. The work was carried out with great care. I'm going to ask you a question about this. Alfred was firmly convinced that if nitroglycerin could be safely produced, it would be useful in tunneling, mining, and underwater blasting. Page 16. However, Alfred needed funds for this project. His aunt took him to John Smith, one of her millionaire friends. "Sir, I want to produce nitroglycerin," said Alfred. "I am still working on perfecting it, but I am convinced it will be of great use in the construction business and, of course, the ammunition industry. Believe me, sir, if you put that money for this project, there is no doubt that it will grow." Mr. Smith was impressed by Alfred's sincerity and conviction. "Young man, I have faith in you," he said. "I'll give you the money you need for your project." "You won't regret it, sir," said Alfred. I can just imagine the confidence with which he said that to him. So, the production of noble blasting oil began in March 1865, where
At a factory in Turkey.
oh, guess children, you even pronounced it like you've lived there before. Clap for yourselves. Page.
We're now going to go on to page 24. Can everybody turn to page 24?
Refuge in science. Fortunately, Alfred took refuge in his work. He had been wondering how to combine nitroglycerin with gunpowder in a safe manner. One day, he cut his finger while working in his laboratory in Paris. His assistant put some collodion on it. This gave Alfred the idea of using a compound like collodion to combine nitroglycerin with gunpowder. He invented a blasting gelatin, which was an instant success. Later, he produced a smokeless gunpowder. He tested this in a couple of cannons at a testing range in France, but his activities made the French government suspicious. He was asked to leave France. Alfred settled by the seaside in Italy. He got a laboratory built near his house and had 2 large steel rams, specially made on the shore, to test his dynamite safely.
Okay, page 26.
The title again, Turning to Peace. A few years later, Alfred purchased an arms company called Harcourt. It was the most important arms manufacturing unit in Sweden. One day, King Oscar decided to visit. There was great, I want you to be awake. That's why I'm asking you to read with me. All right? I don't want anybody going off and straying off, because it might be the person I'll point to. The king inspected the factory closely. On the warpath, are you? He said with a laugh. Oh no, your majesty. I have invented things of a peaceful nation. Smiled Alfred. I have worked on synthetic rubber and artificial silk. I do believe in peace. As time went by, Alfred was filled with guilt at the thought that his invention, dynamite, would be used in war, when he wished to use it for peaceful purposes. So he wrote down his ideas of peace in his will.
Page 28.
The Nobel Prize. Alfred Nobel was not only a great scientist, but also a generous man. When he died on December 10, 1896, his will was read out. It stated that 31 million Swedish kronas had been put in a fund. The interest got from this fund was to be divided into 5 equal amounts to be given as prize money for physics. I want you to read with me now. For physics, chemistry, literature, medicine. Oh, I jumped over you. So we'll go back again. To be given as prize money for physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. Later, economics was added to the list. Clap for yourselves. Nobel specified that these prizes should be awarded to only the most worthy persons, whatever their nationality. Today, the Nobel Prize is one of the greatest prizes a person can receive. It is given for outstanding achievements, inventions, or discoveries in particular fields. Who are the potential winners of the Nobel Prize? I can see you all. Yes, I can see you all. The ones whose hands are really up are the ones who are very convinced that they will work hard to win that prize, especially my girls. Yes, that one is almost falling off her seat. You will win. You know, you can win it. Honestly, you can win it. You see, everything that I said I would like to do when I was your age, everything that I said I would love to be when I was your age, do you know that each time I look back, almost all of it I have become. You must make up your mind now. Tell yourself what you want to be when you are as old as Auntie Coco, when you are as old as me. Tell yourself now what you want to be, and I know that you will become. Oh, through the grace of the Almighty God and by your hard work, you will become. Clap for yourselves. Page what? Noble did all this because he wanted people to be able to pursue the various fields of knowledge without worries about how to make a living. He had once said, I'd rather take care of the stomachs of the living than the glory of the dead in the form of monuments. Oh, that's so deep. Oh my God. Deep. On December 10th every year, the anniversary of Nobel's death, the Nobel Prizes are presented ceremoniously in Stockholm by the king. Only the Peace Prize is given in Oslo, Norway, also in the presence of the royal family. The winner gets the prize money, a Nobel Gold Medal, and a diploma. We're going to read the last one together. Are you ready?
Yes.
One to go. Each time a winner walks up to receive his prize,
Alfred
Nobel is honored, the man and the scientist. Wow! What a life! Clap for yourself. Isn't that amazing? And this is this man. At the time he was doing this, he did not know that one day in the city of Port Harcourt, some children would be talking about him. He just did it because he wanted to impact his world at that time. I want to prophesy into your lives that when you are gone, after you have accomplished greatness, that in all cities of the world, children will be reading about you.
Yeah.
Ah, that your amen is so weak. Now you're talking. And I also want to prophesy that you will not only just hope that my prayer will come to pass, but that you will do every brilliant work that will make that happen. You didn't say amen. Yes. Because you cannot depend on prayer alone. You must work diligently. And that's what Alfred Nobel did all through his life. It is now time for us to go to the rest of the program.
Thank you very much. Can you clap for Auntie Obi? Say thank you, Auntie Obi.
Thank you, Auntie Obi.
Say we love you, Auntie Obi.
We love you, Auntie Obi.
And say God bless you, Auntie Obi.
God bless you, Auntie Obi.
Now, how did you find this book? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I know you're going to say you like it. Everywhere we go, people say, I like the book. Is there anybody that didn't quite like it? Okay. If you liked it, let me see your hand. Oh, then I'm going to ask you the reason you liked it. So let me start with young man. Tell us your name, and then tell us why you like the book.
My name is Ezekwesili Chima. I like the book because it is interesting.
Wow, thank you very much. What is interesting about the book, Onyedikachi? What's interesting about, what do you find interesting about the book?
the story of Alfred Nobel.
Clap for him.
My name is Glory Enemari. I like the book because it teaches us about so many things about Alfred Nobel.
Okay, so can you tell us one of the things you've learned from the book or from Alfred Nobel's life?
I learned that Alfred Nobel never gave up.
Oh, perseverance. He never gave up. Clap for Gloria. That's a very important lesson. And it's something Auntie Obi has also talked about. Hard work, perseverance.